Waters,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
O'Kane,
Here.
Shaner,
Here.
Scott.
Here, please stand for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kim Wilson, you want to meet me at the microphone, please?
I'm good. How are you?
Whereas hospital professionals and volunteers provide patients and families the highest quality care during life-limiting illness through pain management and symptom control, allowing patients to live fully until the final moments, surrounded and supported by the faces of loved ones, friends, and committed caregivers. And whereas professional and compassionate staff, including physicians, nurses, social workers, health aides, chaplains, bereavement coordinators, and volunteers provide comprehensive care focused on the wishes of each individual patient. And whereas last year more than 1.6 million patients living with life-limiting illnesses and their family received hospice, an additional 6 million would benefit from palliative care in communities throughout the United States. Whereas Hospice of Siouxland is also recognized nationally at the highest level possible for care provided to veterans and their loved ones. Now, therefore, I, Robert E. Scott, Mayor of the City of Sioux City, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 2023 as National Hospice and Palliative Care Month in Sioux City, and urge the citizen, Dan Moore is why I blew that, because he was asking me how to say it, now I can, to join with me and others nationwide to express encouragement and appreciation for the services performed by these caregivers. Go ahead and say a few words.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. It's palliative or palliative, whichever you want to say. It's tomato, tomato, but either way works. Founded in 1981, we are the area's oldest and only locally owned nonprofit hospice program. In the area, we are co-owned under Health Inc. by Unity Point Health and Mercy One Siouxland Medical Center, and it's been that way since 1999. And for the past 20 years, we have had Siouxland's only palliative care or palliative care program in this area. So we are so proud of the work that we do. We serve well over 500 patients a year through our hospice program and hundreds more through our palliative program. So we are so grateful for the city's support. You guys have been incredible. We're so excited to hold a veterans lunch on Wednesday. So if you're available over the lunch hour on Wednesday, come and join us. We'll do a community pinning. That's part of that being recognized at the national level, is that we also pin our veterans that are on service and their caregivers, but also in community events as well. So we're super excited for that. And then December 7th is the second annual Rock Your Ugly Sweater, so make sure that you do that. So watch our Facebook page, but tickets went on sale today, so we're really excited.
You sold out last year, didn't you?
We did sell out last year, and we are getting close this
that.
year. Even with a new venue and a bigger space, we're getting really close. So please get your tickets, wear your fabulous sweater. We're excited to have you.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank
for all
you guys so
do.
much.
Thanks, Kim.
Appreciate it. We'll go to an interview for Parking and Skywalk System Board of Trustees, Shannon Sargent. Shannon, tell us a little bit about why you want to serve. And
For the pay.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I live downtown, I work downtown, and I pay for part of the Skywalk, so I feel like I want to be part of the solution rather than just complain. So, yeah, I'd like to be a part of the board to listen and learn for a little bit, and then maybe come up with some ideas to make it better.
Would you be the citizen representative then, or how do we have that?
Skywalk property.
Skywalk, oh, because you live in a Skywalk property.
Correct.
Okay. Questions?
I think it will be beneficial that you live in downtown.
I live in 4th and Jackson.
Yes,
And then
I
I
think
work at the
that'll be-
Art Center. And I'm a night owl, so I see things that most of you don't. So, so I walk downtown, and so it's kind of the after hours eyes and ears of the Skywalk, if you will. So,
Really appreciate your making the application.
oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That'll be a new perspective for us. You
Yeah.
know.
All right.
Most people are in the morning on their way to work, in the afternoon on their way home, or
Usually
making their
working
way-
people see the skywalk, but
Right.
I see it all
Right.
hours. So-
Yeah,
or at
so
least when
be a
it's
fresh
open.
perspective. Thank you.
Yeah,
We will let you know. Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Go to consent agenda, which is items 3 through 16C. Consider them to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote's asked for by a council member. If you want to speak on an agenda item, please come up as I read it. If you want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up under citizen concerns. Remember to always give your name and address for the record. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second?
3 is a reading of the city council minutes of August 18th, 19th, and 23, 2023.
I'll abstain on the 23rd. I wasn't present.
Okay. 4 is a resolution recommending SkyWest Airlines provide service to the airport.
Two reasons that jumped out at me, Mike, that I just want to share with everyone is that United Airlines ensures that SkyWest United Express flight schedules are coordinated to make the optimal number of connections in their arrival and departure banks at the hubs. No such schedule coordination exists between the other applicant and United. This will also result in fewer connecting opportunities for residents to the Sioux City community. And so that's one reason. The other one that jumped out was the community's preference for SkyWest United Express is driven by our expectation that it will drive greater passenger volumes of SkyWest operating the route as part of the United Airlines network. And Mike, I just want to thank you for sharing, actually this is Joe Cruz's letter, president of the Sioux Gateway Airport Board of Trustees, but I want to thank you for sharing that letter with us.
Yeah, just maybe a couple comments. We also prepared a letter for the mayor's signature for support us, assuming approval tonight. And then also give credit to Barbara Sloniker. She works right alongside us in ensuring this, and this was a process this time to get here, so.
Thanks, Mayor.
5 is a motion appointing James Garvey to the Active Transportation Advisory Committee. 6 is a motion accepting the Building and Housing Code Board Annual Report. 7 is a motion acknowledging the Board of Adjustment actions. 8 are resolutions adopting a policy governing the guidelines for donations to the city. 9 are resolutions fixing fees for Parks and Recreation Department services. 10 is a motion authorizing negotiations with EMS management and consultants to formulate a contract for emergency medical service transport billing. 11 are actions relating to grants and donations.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I was hoping to speak on item number 9.
Go ahead.
Matt Salvatore, Parks and Recreation Director. At our joint meeting with City Council, Park Board, and City Council discussed fees for Cone Park. Park Board approved kind of a graduated increase in fees, but I think it was agreed upon during that meeting that we would look at going at the higher of the two fees immediately. So if we want to do that, an amendment needs to be made. That'd be changing the fee structure from $13 to $15.
What's the wishes of the council?
I wish to amend it.
Go ahead and make that motion.
All right, I'll move that we amend it into one increase from 13 to 15.
And the thought is, Matt, too, for those of you that obviously weren't at the joint meeting or hearing some of the rationale of that, we looked at all over the entire region for similar different amenities, other things offered in our area, and this actually still kept us even under those.
Right.
In a lot of different markets, kept us under what they were offering or their price point. And the thought was, rather than having steady increases year after year, that just this approach of this one-time increase for the time being would be probably more palatable, yeah.
And this is our first fee increase for Cone Park, and like you said, we're well below market rate.
Right.
There a second?
Second.
And for clarification, Matt, if you could just outline which fees this is referring to, specifically to all the Cone Park tubing fees, is that correct? Yep. Okay.
I will. It's the snow tubing. We had it graduated 23, 24, and then 24, 25. So this is just Cone Park hours of operation for ice skating and tubing fee.
For the 23-24 season, and then it would be same in the 24 and 25 season?
Yeah, it was $13 for 23-24, 15 for 24-25. I think the desire is to just go right to the $15.
Call a roll.
Moore,
Aye.
O'Kane,
Aye.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott, Waters.
Aye.
11's actions relating to grants and donation. A is a resolution accepting a donation from Rotary Club for electronic play equipment for the Chris Larson Park Riverfront Development Project. B is a resolution approving an intergovernmental transfer of public funds agreement with the Department of Human Services to secure ground emergency medical transport funding. 12 are actions relating to agreements and contracts. A is a resolution awarding a service provider agreement to Burnite Glass for the Martin Luther King Jr. Transportation Center window replacement project. B is a resolution approving an agreement with Simcoe for the South Lakeport Corridor Study. C is a resolution approving Amendment Number 1 to the Consulting Services Agreement with McClure Engineering for the 38th Street Booster Station Improvement. D is a resolution approving the contract with Knife River Midwest for the Hamilton Boulevard resurfacing project.
Mayor?
Yep.
Is Gordon, I just want to confirm with Gordon, city engineer, that the start date on that, Gordon, would be June of 2024
That is correct.
for that project? Okay, and that should be completed by the fall time?
We're hoping for.
Which you
begin
anticipate?
September. Yes.
Thank you for handling this matter and getting it done for us. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
E is a resolution approving a contract to W.A. Klinger for the Lewis and Clark Baseball Stadium Foul Pole Expansion Project. F is a
Mayor?
resolution.
Sorry, me again. I'm asking that this item be deferred. The Explorers are kind of having a discussion with the American Association Baseball League on whether or not they actually want to move forward with this. So some further discussions need to happen between the Explorers and the American Association before we're 100% sure and pulling the trigger on this.
How much time do you need, Matt?
I would rather leave it open-ended because the bonds are dated, so we'll have to change the date once we get an answer from them.
We need a date certain for a deferral, but a deletion you could bring back at any time.
Yeah, let's delete it then.
Okay, I'll move we delete that item. Thank you, Matt.
Second.
O'Kane,
Aye.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott, Waters,
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
F is a resolution approving Amendment Number 3 to the Consulting Services Agreement for HGM Associates for the South Mulberry Street Improvement Project. G is a resolution approving a contract to Subsurfco for the Boulevard of Champions Drainage Improvements Project. I need to abstain, conflict of interest. H is a resolution granting a permit to Fibercom to maintain underground cable in the area of Floyd Boulevard and Signal Hill Drive. I is a resolution approving a second amendment to the Residential Property Management Agreement with NAI United for property management at the airport. J is a resolution approving a work order for RS&H Iowa for the runway 1836 rehabilitation project at the airport. 13 are actions authorizing payments. A is a resolution authorizing payment to Hebert Construction for the demolition of 722 Nebraska Street. B is a resolution authorizing payment to Geotech Engineering for testing for the UST removal at 529 Pierce Street. C is a resolution authorizing payment to AG Construction for the annual sidewalk program project. D is a resolution authorizing payment to KP Construction for the Dale Street Park Community Garden Parking Lot Improvement Project. E is a resolution approving partial settlement of the tort claim and authorizing payment. Purchasing. A is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Brentag Great Lakes for citric acid for the water treatment plant. B is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Contech Engineered Solution for a constructed pedestrian bridge. C is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Cushman Motor Company for 2 park enforcement vehicles. D is a resolution awarding a purchase order to NORAD Americas for H2S Carbon. E is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Carb USA for VOCS siloxane carbon. 15 are applications for beer and liquor license, 16 are boards and commissions. Anyone to be heard on any of those items? Passes 5-0. Recommendations of P and Z. 17 is a hearing and ordinance vacating a portion of the alley abutting 1918 Rebecca Street. P and Z recommends denial. I'll move the item.
Second.
Hearing's now open. Mr. Gleiser?
Yeah, Andrew.
No, just a minute. He's got to go first. No, you can he's just got to go first, that's all.
Yeah, Andrew Gleiser, Planning and Zoning Chair. The board voted unanimously 6-0 against this because there were some residents in the area that were against the closing. So Mr. Ruby can
Okay,
go right ahead.
Norman, name and address, please.
My name is Todd Ruby. I live at 1918 Rebecca Street. I am a little nervous because it's kind of intimidating.
No worries.
But I have statements from, out of the 6 houses, I own 2 of them. Ron Vallejos, he owns 13, 15, 20th Street. He already said at the planning and zoning meeting that he approved of the sale. The only one that I wasn't able to get a signed letter from is Chewy, who lives at 1919 Rebecca Street, or Isabella Street. And he's down in Texas waiting for his brother to come across from Mexico. I have those letters if you guys want to see them.
Yep. Go ahead with your statement then.
Since I might be a little tongue-tied, if you don't mind, I wrote out some stuff. 10 years ago, the city abandoned the alley, and I've been grooming and maintaining it since then at my time and expense. Initially, it just meant keeping the weeds cut, but it was still a swampy mess full of fleas, ticks, flies, and mosquitoes. So every year, I'd bring in at least 2 trailers full of dirt and smooth it out. Because the alley was groomed, there was a lot of foot traffic from 20th Street to 19th Street. And the neighbors on 2 occasions witnessed drug deals, and twice I encountered individuals trying to camp the night there. For 10 years, in addition to bringing in dirt, I would have to take at least 2 trailers of trash to the landfill, discarded by the foot traffic, and there was discarded construction material that nobody saw arrived, which is always at least 1 more trip to the landfill every year. As a neighborhood, we thought a fence across the alley would stop the foot traffic because not only were they doing drug deals and attempting to camp there, but climbing our back fences and going through our cars if you forgot to lock them. So at my time and expense, I built a retaining wall under the direction of my nephew, who is an engineer and builds bridges for the Burlington Northern Railroad, and put a fence across the top. Big surprise. No more foot traffic, no more drug deals, no more mystery trash. I brought in 5 tons of dirt, 15 tons of rock, put in French drains along the side of the alley. And the reason we did this was because a month ago, there was a shooting at 20th and Myrtle, and last week, about 3:30 in the morning, there were 4 distinct gunshots. The improvements I've made in the alley is a proactive attempt to dissuade illegal activities, and it costs the city nothing. The police can't be everywhere all the time, and I believe the fence and the wall will improve the safety, security, and appearance of the neighborhood. And of the 6 houses affected by my improvements, all agree it was for the betterment and improvement, and an improvement. I have notes from 2 of that, which you guys have, and everybody agrees that it's a good idea. They sent out a letter from the city, but the city implied that I was going to use the alley for a parking area. That's not the case. We just want the alley blocked off so that we don't have the illicit traffic going up and down the alley. None of you guys live on the west side, so it's probably not a big deal to you.
I live a few blocks away from you, sir.
Well, then you know about the drug traffic. You know about the illicit
Well, that's not unique
behavior.
just to the west side, but.
Yeah, so this is a situation that needs to be addressed, and this is a proactive approach that it costs the taxpayers nothing. I did it all on my own with my neighbor's approval. And I don't understand this sudden
I'm going
interest
to
in
need you to
the...
wrap it up, though, okay?
Okay, I don't understand the sudden interest in the alley, although I've been told by one developer and a couple of landlords, if I make the appropriate donations to the right people, no one would have paid any attention. If you decide against my attempts, I will remove the improvements and return it to the swampy mess it was. Of course, then I'll have to send a bill to the city for the time and treasure invested in grooming the alley for the last 10 years. But I changed it because of the, I changed it because of health and safety reason. Been advised that because I had the audacity to contest the ruling, they will write me from everything from the color of my eyes and how much air I have in my tire.
Okay,
But I'm doing the right thing for the right reason.
I'm going to need you to wrap it up, okay? We've got a time limit, okay?
I'm
Okay,
done.
thank you.
Did you happen to bring any pictures?
I did, as a matter of fact.
And why did you guys vote no? I know why, but
I believe we had 2 residents that were against the vacation. And plus it
Prior to my improvement.
blocked access to a couple of the houses in the rear.
This is the alley between George and Ross Street, and it's totally blocked. The letter that they sent me was because that's the reason they had under minor improvements.
Is this after the improvement?
Huh?
Is this after the improvement or before?
No, that's between George and Ross Street. That's the same stretch of alley between George and Ross. This is the same stretch of alley between Myrtle and Isabella. This is my alley after I made the improvements.
And you're trying to put a fence across here,
Yeah, where the cones are.
and people won't climb the fence?
No, it's, that's a 2 or 3 foot retaining wall, and then there's the 4-foot fence on top of it.
Oh, I see where the vehicles parked down there.
Todd, I can appreciate what you're trying to do and improve the safety and security. I know a lot of time and effort went into this. I understand and I appreciate that. You know, we do have processes that we have to go through in order to make sure that this is all on the up and up. But it sounds like going through that process, that at least a couple of the neighbors or people on that alley said they weren't for the project. Is that?
Signatures from all of them.
Yeah.
You have, it's a record, I turned it in. Everybody approves. There's 6 houses that are gonna be affected by it, and all 6 of us agree. This is a good thing.
So I wonder then,
Can we get the other ones
If-
on record?
yeah, I was gonna say the
Sure,
trouble
as
is,
a matter of
Because
fact,
you only
a couple
have
of them
2
wanted
with
to
you.
come here, but because the meeting starts so early,
Yeah.
they were at work.
and that's just it, is I
Yeah.
wonder if
bring
there's
it
an
back.
opportunity, because planning and zoning had heard from a couple of them that they weren't for the project. So we have to go off of their recommendation, what they're hearing. But if you would bring all of those neighbors to, say, a meeting or something and show support.
Because we all work, and I
Yeah.
took the time off, but I can probably bring more letters signed by them.
Mr. Gleiser, I mean, you obviously received written or a phone call or something saying that they were against the project, Wade, or?
Yeah. We had several people, well, Bernard owners that are on there, they came in and spoke that they were not in favor of this.
They spoke or they wrote?
They spoke. There was also another one that wrote in.
So you have no documentation saying that they oppose?
There's documentation in the RCA.
Yeah, it's an
It's a
official city
recorded meeting.
record, they record it.
Okay. Well, like I said, there's 6 houses. I got notes, I talked to all of them, all 6 of them approved.
Did you talk to the property owner? Or did you talk to the person that was renting there?
I talked to both the property owner and the renter, and both of them were in agreement.
Anyone
As a matter
else?
of fact, they approached me, and they were disappointed that planning and zoning had denied the application.
Well, the people who came and spoke to planning and zoning need to get in touch with planning and zoning again and let them know that they changed their mind.
Maybe they are. I'll have them give them a call.
Is there anyone else to be heard? You got Bo Bronger on there?
Who?
Bo Bronger sign off?
Of what address?
Deed holder 1915 Isabella.
That, I have the 1915 one. He's the renter. But Bo's the one that approached me and I didn't know his name. They've just both talked to me, and I can have him sign one.
Because he owns one of the properties or that property, and it's my understanding that he wouldn't be in favor of the project. So if you know otherwise, then that would
Yeah, and
help us.
both him, if he's the one that's in 1915, both him and the renter came up and talked to me and said, yeah, we approve of what you've done. And it's cut down on the foot traffic. And it's a matter of record, police record, how many times the police have had to stop people there. It's not a good area.
Yeah.
And we're doing everything we can as a group to improve the safety and security of it.
I
You know the
believe
two
that you
people
are.
opposed?
I do.
What?
I believe.
You know the two people that are opposed, right?
Yeah, we got,
Okay, then I'm going to move we defer this for 1 week.
okay.
Good idea. I'll second that.
Yeah, I'll withdraw it.
Second it.
And we'll give those folks a week to come back and call and tell P and Z that they support it.
Okay, very
Okay?
good.
But you have to ask them to do it.
Okay.
We're not going to call them.
I will get a hold of them.
Sound good?
Yeah, if
All
I have
right.
a phone number,
You can get
does
with
anybody
them.
have a business
You can-
card?
You can get with them.
Yep.
They'll get it.
Okay,
He's got a card he's getting for you.
okay, thank you.
Thank
Bet.
Thank you.
For just 1 week
Yeah,
to November 13th.
yeah.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott? Waters?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
O'Kane?
Aye.
18 is a hearing and ordinance, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Rezoning 4400 South York Street. P and Z recommends approval. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing's now open.
6-0, pretty straightforward. Excuse me.
Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, hearing is closed.
Catch up with the.
Passes 5-0. Anybody opposed to waiving the statutory rules?
No.
Move it.
Second.
Scott?
Aye.
Waters?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
O'Kane?
Aye.
Shaner?
Aye.
Move second, third.
Second.
Waters?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
O'Kane?
Aye.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye. 19 is a hearing and resolution approving plans and specs for the 41st Street Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing's now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 20 is a hearing and resolution approving a proposal to grant a temporary easement adjacent to 1806 White House Street. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing's now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 21 is a hearing and resolution accepting the proposal of Oracle Aviation for the lease of the land at 6125 Pershing Street. I move to defer till November 13th.
Second.
Moore?
Aye.
O'Kane?
Aye.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Waters?
Aye.
22 is a resolution approving the agreement to terminate a lease with Tyson Foods for the hangar building at 6125 Pershing Street. I'll move to defer that till November 13th.
Second.
O'Kane?
Aye.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Waters?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
23 is a resolution opposing the construction and operation of hazardous CO2 pipelines in or near the city, deferred from October 16, 2023. I'll move that.
Second.
For anyone to be heard?
If anyone would like to speak on this, they can, if they would, if anyone else.
To understand at your last meeting, some people had questions about the operation of the pipeline or
I
the
think they've gotten an
business
answer.
model
haven't they?
behind it, or had,
And I think they've gotten them answered.
Yeah, I just wanted an opportunity to hear if there were any more perspectives. I wanted to follow up and ask a couple other people and try to glean more information from that if I could. So I was the one that asked for a deferral.
And since then, the Navigator Pipeline has withdrawn their permit, but they withdrew without prejudice, so they may refile at some point. Right now, we are concerned with the Summit Pipeline, and that is the one that does come closest to Sioux City.
Could you state your name and address for the record?
Oh, sure. Deborah Main, 1026 Charles Avenue.
All right, thank you.
Well, I guess I would just say I appreciated, council, the time to be able to let people voice some of their concerns. I received a little more information from various citizens, did a little more research, and I think that this is one of those where I believe in the capture of carbon. I think that we need to do better to be better stewards of our environment. I do have concerns about this type of a pipeline necessarily, but I think that sometimes we have to make improvements. We have to go in directions where maybe we're unsure for the sake of the future and doing different things. But the thing that gives me the greatest pause with a pipeline like this is the way that they're going about it through eminent domain and becoming a utility and things like that. I spoke with the mayor after the last time we were talking about this and relating it to almost, our fiber and different things in our community and how we have very little control about where these things are going in or where things are placed. And it's that erosion of local control that gives me greatest pause. I firmly believe if this is a technology that's needed for to be good stewards of the environment and to continue to help ethanol thrive, I think there are things that we should do to really encourage that. But going about it this way really hampers communities' abilities to have it be responsive to future development projects and the ability to control our land, to control future development, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So that's where I've come down on this, and I truly appreciate the opportunity to gather a little more information and the time that it took to do so. So thank you.
What?
Anyone else to be heard?
Well, if they are that, we've opened the mic, so it's not a hearing, is it? Passes 4-0. Mr. Moore abstains. Citizen concerns. Anyone else to be heard? Seeing none, we'll go to council concerns. Mr. O'Kane.
Make sure you vote tomorrow. That's it.
Julie.
What do you think I'm going to say? I'm going to say 8% of our registered voters voted last time, and I get it. It was a drizzly Tuesday, and there were only 3 names on the ticket, so I totally understand that. But I do remind people that your local elections are the ones that affect you most directly. So please go to the polls. You have until 5 o'clock today to vote early. You can hit the courthouse up just around the corner here, or tomorrow morning you can get started again. I really appreciate it if everybody comes out and votes.
Yeah, I would just echo that. I think that elections matter. I think sometimes we really just don't appreciate that ability or really understand the gravity of some of the decisions that we make and how especially your local community is influenced by different individuals and your elected officials. And I think sometimes it's difficult to gather necessary information to feel like you're making an informed opinion. I would encourage people to ask questions, ask trusted advisors, people that they would maybe know, but also make sure that they rely on a number of different opinions and read up or listen to what different candidates have to say, because I think that that's truly what's important. I know we have a school board election, city council, there are other ballot items. These are people that took time out of their life to put their name on a ballot, and that can be difficult to do. And so I really appreciate everyone's willingness to do so. Hope that everyone makes an educated, informed decision before going to the polls tomorrow, because it is very important for the future of our community and our school district. So I would just encourage that. It's also Veterans Day. We heard about Veterans Luncheon and other things coming up this week. So I would just really ask that we all definitely give great pause to remember those that we have lost, and just take a second to appreciate those that are willing to serve and think of them both abroad, but also right here in our community. I know we have a number just down at the 185th and others in our community, and I would really encourage all of us to reflect on the service that they have done for our community and our country. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, Dan?
Mayor, I want to take time to thank the city staff for answering my emails over the weekend and giving me answers to some of our items. It was very helpful in decision-making. As we all know, decision-making has very serious consequences to it. So I just appreciate the good work that the city staff has done this week for me. Thank you. That's all I have, Mayor.
Well, Alex, there's a mayor's election tomorrow too, so I would like to make sure
Oh, yeah.
people turn out for that.
Who to vote for?
Who we vote for?
Is there
Just wanted to remind you,
exactly.
it's
It's
more
going to
than
be
just
very
a council
difficult to change
election.
that
There's a mayor's
outcome.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
I
Moore?
thought there was a box I
That's
missed
good.
to check. I didn't remember what.
O'Kane.
Aye.